Alright, what's up YouTube? Scooch back here again for another video. Today is one of my favorite days of the year. It is now spring, and as all of you know, spring is full of rejuvenation, rebirth, everything's blooming, all that crap. Bonus points if you get that reference. Comment down below if you know what that's from. So, we are going to be putting the summer wheels on today onto the Subaru. For a lot of you out there that don't live in the north and the colder climates, you don't necessarily get to experience fun days like this. So, you know, you live in a warmer climate, you get to run summer wheels all year long. I'm pretty envious of it. But when you live in the north climate, you got to swap them out for winter wheels every now and again, twice a year. So we're going to get those done today. Down in the barn right now, just grabbing them. That's where I store them. So I'm going to roll them up to the top of the hill, and of course we're going to give the car a wash because you can't put shiny, nice summer wheels on a dirty car. So we're going to wash it and clean them, and yeah, all right. Now actually, before I get started here, I will give you a quick peek at the wheels. So I've had these it's actually my third year now owning these wheels. They are Enkei TS10s, and they are in the deep frozen blue color. So they're not bad. I like them. They're wrapped in Hankook Ventus V12 Evo tires, 265, 35, 18s. So they're pretty meaty. I like the meat on the back. I think it looks a lot better than Stretch, but that's just my personal opinion. Stretch does have its place for some things, just not for really what I do. I used to have Michelins on there, and unfortunately they wore out. I put like 20,000 miles on the car that year. It was ridiculous. So they ended up wearing out pretty quickly. I mean, you do 20,000 miles on performance tires, they're going to wear out. So I had to get new ones, and I wasn't sitting on the same amount of cash that I was before, so I decided to save a few bucks and go with the Hankooks, which still a fantastic tire. Honestly, for daily driving and the times I use it at the track, I haven't noticed too much of a difference. They're great in the rain. I'm very, very particular about my tires because I want to make sure that they are good in the rain. I just don't want to be sliding all over the place. I know it's all-wheel drive, but you know, you don't want to be sliding all over the place. You don't want to be drifting in and out of lanes because they're not getting enough, not treading through the water well enough. All right, but yeah, so I will cut to when these are up in the driveway and we'll get started. Soap out here, got my buckets, got loud dogs. Time to get this thing washed. Now, as with most nozzles, they're horrible, they're trash. None of them ever work. If you guys have a good working nozzle, in all seriousness, please let me know, because I don't have a good nozzle. No matter how many times we get new nozzles, they never work well. So please write down nozzles that work, or where you got them from, so I can go and get one. Please. You'll also notice I got that 2-bucket wash going because it's just better for you. You get all the dirt off the mitt and into the cleaner bucket, and then that way when you at least go back for the soap, it's cleaner than if you were just dipping it back in dirt again. So like, yeah, you're still gonna get dirt, cross-contamination, all that, but like, you're doing your best. You know, it's a little bit better. So I usually go for the double bucket. Some of you will notice I didn't actually wash the wheels. I'm going to wash those off camera because those have to be like detailed, and I gotta get all the brake dust and salt and sand off of them. So I'm just gonna do those off camera so that I can kind of keep the video moving, but I am gonna get one of my towels and I'm gonna dry it off. Also, if any of you are looking for a towel to dry the car off, I highly recommend one of these absorbers, whatever they are. You can get them at like, actually you can really get them anywhere. AutoZone, Pep Boy, stuff like that. And it's just really, really good because it absorbs all of the water on the car without leaving like streaks and stuff like that. And it's super gentle on the paint, so it's good for the it's good for the car for that reason too. But yeah, highly recommend one if you don't have one already. Just make sure if you do get one of these, don't let it dry out. So like as soon as you're done using it, you got to toss it right back in the container to make sure it stays moist. Because if you don't, then it'll dry out and it won't work anymore. And it's like rubbing a towel that you left out in the sun after you used it at the pool. Like it's just like a rock hard towel. It's not a good feeling. So don't do that. All right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and slap these things on. Now, car's not perfect. During the winter, I usually just take it to a touchless wash because it's easier and I can get the undercarriage all set because it power washes underneath, whereas it's tough to get that anywhere else. I think I mentioned this. It is a touchless wash. I don't go through ones that slap the car with the flippy flappies. I don't like that at all. But yeah, so I'm gonna put these on, and the paint's not great because I didn't get a chance to clay bar it last year, so you can see. I don't know how well this is gonna show up. There's like little orange specks on the paint. You can see it back here and stuff like that. So like that happens to white cars. Anybody out there with a white one, you know what I'm talking about. It just happens. It's horrible and it's irritating and it's just terrible. I can't stand it, but there's nothing you can do. It's a white car, it happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and go get the jack and the impact gun and get these on. Now also, first things first, we gotta get rid of these. I put them on in the winter so that it prevents more dirt from getting onto the paint and the car and stuff like that, driving around, kicking stuff up. I do like them in the winter for that, but as far as in the summer, some people like the look of mud flaps, other people don't like the look of them. I am kind of impartial on them, but when I'm putting thick boys like that on, I don't like having them on. I like showing off a little bit of the meat. I like showing off how wide the tires are. The 265s, they told me they wouldn't fit on this car. They said, hey, you roll the fenders, you pull them, they're not gonna fit. I said, I saw they could fit, so I'm gonna put them on. And I did, and they fit, and they're great. And yeah, I had to roll and pull the fronts, and I had to roll the rears, but everything came out good. There's no rubbing anywhere. And the car does sit pretty low on those tires, which you'll see in a few minutes. But yeah, I gotta get these off because they irritate me. So I'm gonna take them off. Now, the first one is basically on, that's the general idea. Now, I personally use Muteki lug nuts. I think that's how you say it. I've had a lot of good luck with these. I put them on my FRS, and I put them on this, and this is actually the third year that these lug nuts are on here. So if I can get it to thread in, there it is. They're great lug nuts. So if you're looking for anything out there that holds up well, these do. The paint is actually really good on them too. I just went with the black for obvious reasons, but they're really good. I've just had really good luck with them, so I kind of rave about them when I'm using them. And people ask, what kind of lug nuts do you recommend? Because I think they're pretty good. But oh God, I got this thing halfway on, and I forgot to take off the very mud flap that I told you I wanted to take off. I'm just so excited about these wheels that I'm so excited about these wheels. I'm so excited to not have the space shuttle look anymore that I completely forgot to take off the one thing that I needed so desperately to take off. All right, let's lower down the first one. Oh, might need two hands to do this. Yep, just kidding. We need two hands. Who would have thought? Sorry if it's not straight. Oh, she's crispy. Ah, it looks good on there. It feels good to be back. Now don't worry, I will be torquing these down. I just threw some ugga-duggas on there for the next couple minutes, but they need air and they need to be torqued. So let's get the rest of them on. This one needs a flathead. I forgot about that because it's got the little, I don't know if you can see them, little gibbler jabblers under there. So I gotta go and get a flathead. And I'm not quite sure what happened to this. Oh, that's what happened. This thing was hanging all funny, like out the back, and I couldn't figure it out, and it's because like this thing got twisted in there. I don't know how. I feel like I hit like some sort of like, I feel like I remember it looking like this after I drove over like a small snowbank, and I think it just kind of like did something weird, but hey, it's all fixed now. Slap these bad boys back on to, nope, just this one. Just helps hold the bumper in place. Now I got two quick pro tips for you. One, which I'm not a pro, but you know, sounds good. One, when you are going to be putting your lug nuts back on, you don't have to screw them on. You do want to screw them on by hand. For those of you that are new to this, you do want to screw them on by hand to get them going so that you don't cross thread them with the impact gun later. And it doesn't really matter how you put them on. You just want to screw them all in by hand first. Now, when you do go to hit them with the impact gun, you want to hit them across in a star pattern. So some of you are going to have 4 lugs, some of you are going to have 5 lugs, some of you are going to have 6 lugs if you got like a truck or something. But basically what that means is you want to start here or start at one of them, go diagonal, so basically skip one, then come back this way, then go this way, and then this way. I hope that caught up. So down, up, and then around. What that's going to do is that's going to snug the wheel up evenly so that you're not pulling at one particular part of the wheel. And that's the way I was taught to do it. And that's the way you should do it. Because if you don't do it that way and somebody sees you and they know what they're doing, they're going to yell at you. And it's not fun to get yelled at. Also, make sure if you buy tires that you check to see if they're rotational. Because if they are rotational, they need to rotate in that direction when you're driving. Otherwise, they're not going to perform properly. So make sure that you check that as well when you're putting tires on. That is so much better. Just take that in. Take this in while it's here. Oh, God. This is how God intended all cars to look. All cars need to have this much meat. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up the other side real quick and I'll give you a walk around when it's done. All right, guys, so it's pretty much wrapped up. I took it for a quick test drive. I threw some air in the tires. Everything feels good. It feels normal, like it does every year when I put these on. It just, God, I could talk about these things all day. They just handle so much better. Like coming off of the winter tires, you know, you get used to kind of the floppy, crappy driving that and they're good tires. They're good tires. Don't get me wrong. The Michelins are great that I have on there in the winter, but they just obviously don't drive like these summer tires. And the roads are still kind of cold today. It's only like 45 degrees out, which is, you know, warmish for this time of year, but you know, pretty average, I guess. But yeah, all in all, I mean, they look great. I tried to park a little bit in the sun so you get a good glimpse of the blue here. Let me know what you guys think. Should I go gold? I do love the blue. It's just different. You know, nobody really has these blue wheels on this car. Plenty of people have the TS10s, but nobody really has the blue. I mean, you can just see what I'm talking about from the back as far as, like, the meatiness of the tires. I mean, as long as you do the proper modifications, you know, as far as, you know, rolling the fenders and you know, pulling the front ones at the minimum, like I did, they can fit. So, you know, anybody out there that's like, you can't fit 265s on these, you can fit them. You can even fit the Michelins, which the Michelins are definitely a meatier tire than these are, if you can believe it. They have a little more of a bulldog, as it's been called, so they do bulge out a little bit, but not that much. It's just the Hancooks definitely have a little bit of a stretch to them if we're really comparing the two of them. Real quick, by the way, I did want to mention that upcoming video will be how to clean your titanium exhaust. So you can see that this is looking pretty rough right now. Definitely needs a polishing. So I want to do a video on that, just how to clean that up. Might even include that with the how to detail the car, because I'm going to do how to clay bar it and things like that. One, because I want to do that. Two, the car just really needs it, so I'm definitely going to be throwing that up as well. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up for today. Let me know what you guys think, how it looks, and you know, be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and you know, we got plenty more of these coming up. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think. And, you know, I guess I will just catch you in the next video. I feel like I have more to talk about. I feel like today was kind of short, but there's not much else to say. This is kind of it. So, yeah, summer's here. I'm ready for it. Hope you guys are too.